We're going to recap the last slip I posted in yesterday's video, the NFL play, the Tyrone Tracy slip. Unfortunately, just completely off reads on both of these other plays here. One from the NHL. I just had a feel I might have to ban NHL for how bad they've been selling our slip so far. Even this DeRozan play soared over his 6.5 rebounds assist line. So whatever. I'm recording this in the middle of the Giants game. Honestly, Tracy's probably on pace to beat this line. This read was actually perfect. I think he got bumped down to 12 rush attempts right before the game started. So the under 13 ended up becoming a demon prop, as you see here, meaning that PrizePicks finally caught up with the rest of the market, saying that and agreeing that Tracy was a heavy underdog to go over 13 rush attempts, meaning that he was very favored to go under. That's why they turned this into a demon prop. If he cashed it or not, doesn't really matter. Once one play goes red here in a power play, we're completely chalked. So we'll chalk down a unit there. We'll try to get it back. It's, obviously, we can't win all the time. That's the goal. As long as the reads are on point and we're taking data from the tools, then long term, we're going to be profitable, which we have been so far over the course of the channel. So that being said, we're going to jump right into the tools here that I'm using, all from Parlayers, the Player Prop Optimizer, and the new Sharp Money tool that just dropped. So the Optimizer just compares it back to other books, kind of comparisons, other sports books like PrizePicks, and then just regular sports books on the market. And then we have the Sharp Money tool that takes sharp books, very sharp, smart books, and should take exchanges like NOV and PRIZEPICKS. And we're basically just following where the sharp bettors are putting their money or where they're betting against. So if, let's say this first play, Darnell Mooney, they have his over at a plus 157. The sharp bettors are betting against this overline, meaning that we want to be on his under 4 receptions. We'll see if we take this play. We end up going with it. I did play it on one of my VIP slips. So again, if you guys see anything on the table while I'm scrolling through that maybe I didn't play, didn't catch my eye for whatever reason, if you guys want to play it, you're more than welcome to. Just remember, you guys want to take the purple plays and the green plays. Anything under like the yellow plays, you could squeeze in if you're making a big 6 flex or whatever, but you really want to stick to these 53% chance or more to hit those green props here on the tool. So let's see what we could cook today. I'm just going to refresh both the sites here, both the tools. I just want to see anything fresh popping in. A bit later in the day, I probably should have recorded earlier because a lot of value kind of dried up off the board already. I got my slips in already for the VIP. So if you guys are interested in that, all the links will be in the bio to these tools and the Discord. And yeah, we'll just see if we could do something nice here. This is looking like a good play. And I know he's very ball dominant, probably the most in the league at this point. It is rebounds though. I know they just got Ayton in the off season, so hopefully he takes care of a majority of that glass cleaning responsibility. LeBron here under 6.5. He's a 53% chance to hit. He is offered on underdog also, which I'm not really liking there. I do want plays that are just exclusive to PrizePicks, meaning that they're the only site that's offering them at no discount, no payout shift. We see here, there's 2 books, Pinnacle and BetMGM, that have his line at 5.5. So we're already getting a 1 rebound discrepancy there, which is huge. And then the rest of the market around that minus 136 mark. I'm just going to make sure on the NOV tool also, the Sharp Money tool, we have NOV. So yeah, basically what this means is that he's a plus 118 underdog to go for 7 or more rebounds. And that's what the sharp bettors are betting against, that he goes over 6.5. So we want to be on his underline here. I'm going to see if PRIZEPICKS has LeBron also. They do not have his rebounds line. If it's still up here, I will be taking LeBron rebounds 6.5. Boom. We could check his alternate lines. And this is another reason why I like to check these. So they have his regular line also at 6 rebounds. So why not just take his ceiling projection? So the 6 over, because it's the lower projection, because the books and the exchanges all agree that it's very unlikely he goes over 6.5. We want to be on this under ceiling projection on PrizePicks at 6.5. So that's going to be our first play. I really got to move quick. Everyone that's been keeping up with my latest videos, I think it's like 3 videos in a row now, they take down 1 or 2 of my plays like right before I submit it. So that's been, I don't know, honestly just the case with PrizePicks in general. A bit annoying. I got to just, they're basically telling me just hurry up and then move a bit quicker. Chris Murray, points, rebounds under 10.5, not offered anywhere else. I'm liking when these 2 columns here, the underdog and pick 6 columns, are blank. Again, meaning that this play is exclusive to PrizePicks. Points, rebounds under 10.5. You see just strong juice going to his under minus 137. I'm just going to check the Chris Murray. No, he's not here. Just check the tool. Maybe he's on there. He's not in the exchanges. I do like this play. Portland versus OKC. I believe a couple of Portland starters are out, so he moves up to the starting unit. And because it's projected to be an insane blowout, obviously they're playing against OKC on the road. So no shot Portland even keeps his game competitive. Hopefully just Murray doesn't log too many minutes as a fill-in starter there for the Blazers. So We're going to get in, of course, if he's here, Chris Murray for the Blazers. I'll go okay, so they bumped him already. I was going to go less than 10.5, and it would have been perfect because he even had his demon line at 11.5. They did bump him down to 9.5, so I'm not going to play that. I'll keep it in the slip because sometimes PrizePicks readjusts and puts their normal line back up, so we could wait on that and just see what happens there. For now, I'm gonna have to leave that there. I'm liking this play also. I got this one in on Underdog. It's also offered there. It looks like they have it up on PrizePicks also. I'm just seeing a lot of books that have his juice. -140 juice here, BetMGM and DraftKings. He's a -132 consensus odds favorite to go under. Cason Wallace, let me just see, also in that OKC game, he's just on the other side, and the same kind of logic applies there. He's starting no matter what. He's a starting player here. I'm just gonna see if he's still here. Beautiful. He's a starting player, so if OKC ends up routing Portland, get them off the court quickly, then he's a starter, so he's gonna take a breather and not play, let's say, I don't know, the fourth quarter, however much they're up by. So this should be good. We're obviously hoping for a blowout potential in this game, as the books agree that they will be. So this checks out. I just want to see on the sharp money tool what happens, what the sharp bettors are saying. They're saying he's a +108 on his over, so still good as long as they're agreeing. It's not a crazy one like we saw on LeBron. +108 to his over, meaning that they like his under as the favorite. And then I'll see PRIZEPICKS. Maybe there's more confidence there. He's not offered there. That's fine. We got NOV and the rest of the market saying that he should be an under. They didn't bump Chris Murray yet, so I don't feel like playing that bump down. Maybe if he was at 10, I'd consider it. It was a good play. I won't say that one got bumped because it was already at 9.5 before we tried to put in the slip, so that doesn't count. Just to show you guys how quick you gotta be when using this tool, and not for the tool's sake, just because PrizePicks and these books are getting smarter now and they're not leaving plays up as long as they used to, at least when I started in this space. So really gotta try to move as quick as possible and yeah, secure the value when you can. I'm liking this Landman play also in the Rams game tonight. 9.5 everywhere is not offered anywhere else. I like that. I think I played him also. The shape play I took a look at before was good. There is actually a couple plays that are popping back on the board that I ended up getting in some slips earlier. So any of these green plays that you see here, whatever you like, I wouldn't just put them all into one. If you're gonna make a big slip, I'd say, as you guys see kind of on my posts, even on YouTube, when I hit a big slip, it's usually because there's correlation involved. Try to use certain strategies, try to match players together, especially if you're going for those long shots. If you're going for like a 2 or 3 man, optimally you want to do a 3-man here. You could just put a couple green plays in there as long as they're plus good discrepancies with respect to the market. So that's what you want to look for. And I'll see here, there's not too much left on NOV. I'm going to check PRIZEPICKS. Maybe they like something else. This Mooney play is enticing. This Mooney play was the one I started off my video with, just to say it was at the top of the tool before. Was it here? Yeah, it's still okay. It's still at the top of the tool on NOV. And of course, if you guys know, when it's a push prop not ending in 0.5, so it's just a whole number here, it's under 4. I do want to see juice on a book. Unfortunately, I don't see any minus line on his going under his 3.5. That's really unfortunate because I would have, if I even saw one, I definitely would have played this slip from the get-go. They don't have it here, so I'm gonna have to consider Mooney. Also gotta move quick because you have that feeling that one of these plays that I already have locked in is gonna go down. I'm gonna do one more scope of the tool for you guys, see if anything's popping. He's also on the optimizer, kind of a high play, so it's not a bad play if we end up going with Mooney under receptions. If you guys want to play that, I'm seeing if I'm just gonna round off this slip with that play or if I want something else. Okay, I'm just gonna move quick because I don't want them to bump anything else. Mooney, top play on the NOV board, so that's gonna help us also. He's a +157 on his over, like I explained in the beginning of the video, meaning that the sharp bettors think that it's super unlikely, heavy underdog for him to go for 5 or more receptions, meaning that we want to be on his under 4. If he pushes at 4, meaning that if he ends with 4 on the nose, this just reverts down to 3x payout, like it was a 2 power play. If he cashes, then he needs to hit 3 or less receptions, and then we're going to aim for that 6x as usual on the 3-man. So it's going to be NFL. We're going to go Darnell Mooney for under 4 receptions. I check his alternate line. So unfortunately, they have his Goblin as a 3.5. They still have his Demon as a 4.5, so it's still good. But usually when it's alternate lines like this, I'd rather see a 2.5 receptions Goblin line than jump to the 4, the push line, and then go to a 4.5 Demon line, because that discrepancy from the Goblin line to the regular line would be more than his regular line to the Demon line, right? So you kind of want that gap separation from the 4 to the 2.5, because if it was just 2.5 here and there was no 3.5, PrizePicks is telling you that, look, it's most likely he's going to finish in that 3 to 4 range, which is what we want for this pick. Because they're saying that he has a 3.5 Goblin, they also believe that he's a strong favorite to go over 3.5, which I don't like. Again, I wanted juice on this book. on one of these unders 3.5. They don't have it. So I feel like we're just going to have to take this Mooney play for tonight's game. And yeah, the last time I'm checking that Chris Murray play, I'm kind of hurt they took that off the board. Last time I'm going to check, and then I got to submit the slip before they bump anything else. So LeBron, little recap, under 6.5 rebounds. He had 2 books that had him at 5.5, so we're getting a good discrepancy there. And I believe it was a plus 118 NOV favorite to go over, meaning that his under's favored. Good. Casey Wallace, a bit less of a NOV favorite to go over. Regardless, his under was favored. And then I know he had multiple books at around that minus 135 mark, if I'm correct. So still good juice there. Blowout potential. So hopefully he's in the starting unit. So hopefully he doesn't stay on the floor too long if they're beating the brakes off Portland by halftime or by the third quarter. Darnell Mooney under 4 receptions. This is the last play. I did get it in one of my other slips, so I liked it enough to play it for VIP. He's a plus 106. I love seeing juice here. Again, I know I'm complaining about this juice on the push prop. We do have ESPN bet with a 50-50 for him to go for 4 or 3 receptions. Obviously, we want that 3 or less so we could green out this play completely. What really caught my eye is the NOV over being a heavy underdog as per the sharp bettors. So we're kind of comfortable taking his under 4 here. This is going to round off the 3-man. I'm going to get this in for you guys, upload it, and make sure you keep the bell on for the channel so you guys get notifications when I drop the slips automatically. You guys can get them in before they get bumped because as you guys see here already in the video, they bump it and sometimes the plays they just don't come back on the board. So put the bell on. I'll see you guys in the next one.